What's good, y'all? It's Drew here back with another collab. So today we have a very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself though, bro?
Yo, it's your boy Mookie back here, and yeah, I do Bleach and JJK concert. Check me out down below.
Oh, see what I'm saying? We'll have that down below. So today we have a pretty fun video, I think, set up, which is basically about Sukuna and will he win. So we're just running bro through the gauntlet of what's left in JJK and just kind of putting in perspective how strong bro is, because I'm not going to lie. And it's looking kind of nasty. I don't really know what your thoughts are, but do you foresee the good guys winning this? Because Sukuna's kind of crazy right now. I'm not going to lie. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
So, do I see them winning? No. Do I see Sukuna, like, getting a stray bullet and somehow getting some ass pull, dying? Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna, like, be realistically, what can they do?
This is like, it's.
They lost the strongest of the modern era. What can they do?
It's actually pretty nasty. I can't lie. Like, and obviously, like the Gojo Sukuna fight was amazing, but it's like, I think in their effort, in Gege's effort to kind of make Sukuna and Gojo so crazy, when Gojo died, it's like we're gonna touch upon it soon, but like there's just no chance. So we can go through the gauntlet. Do you want to go from?
Let's go through the fodder first. How about that? Let's go like Kusakabe and then.
Okay, so like we're gonna be as nice and like we're gonna wake them as much as possible. So Kusakabe. So how can we like what is Kusakabe at his maximum capacity like right now? Like let's say
Shibuya Yuji level. He's just like, that's like being generous and like ignoring like all the statements he says about, oh, if there's a special grade curse, it doesn't matter, I gotta run away.
Yeah, like so we're talking about the peak of a first like of a grade 1 sorcerer basically. Like
I mean, okay, like the problem with Kusakabe is like he has knowledge, right? But I think Gege just makes it pretty clear that he's kind of just like the bare minimum of a grade 1, like because even characters like Yuji's like, oh, you're just as good as Kusakabe is. That's like the start of Shibuya.
Yeah, so we're wanking him up to like basically Shibuya Yuji level. Sukuna just like what we saw with when he was fighting Gojo was said like Gojo's punches literally one shot Yuta and Hakari, like it's just one shot, and we know Sukuna and Gojo's like attacks are pretty relative at that point in time, and we're talking about a Sukuna with stronger stats, so like he basically just one shots, bro.
Yeah. Also, just for clarification for the audience, I used to think this too, but this like incarnation of Sukuna should definitely be stronger than Maguna, just because it's just stated by Kashimo in the narrative that like this is like the perfect body.
Yeah.
And not only that, but because of his 4 arms, like he can do a full chant without like exerting himself, so he can use both his arms for chants and the others for combat.
Yeah, I agree completely. Like, I think the way it's like, at least the way I've always seen it with Sukuna is like it's this Sukuna, then it's like the Yuji Sukuna in terms of like physical stats. Then it's like the Yuji Sukuna, then it's like Makuna. So yeah, this Sukuna is like way stronger physically. So he one shots, bro.
Yeah. I don't know about curse energy amount, but definitely in physicals, it's like his peak.
Yeah. We could touch upon Mei. I know she's been kind of going. People been talking about her a lot on Twitter, so that's been funny.
So I mean, so she makes this statement in like one of the latest chapters. She's like, "Oh, everybody always survives the bird strike, but they never took it head on," and like that's kind of like meant to imply like if they got hit by it, it might do damage, but we just don't know. Like you can't even scale it anywhere. All we know is like when she fights Kenjaku, she has like hundreds of crows. None of them apparently managed to like full on hit him, but she still thinks like, oh, I could have died if I fought Kenjaku, like even with the bird strike. So even with hundreds of crows, I don't even think that would do any damage with Sukuna in general. Like you just can't scale her crows anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like even she's I don't think we know she's not beating Kenjaku, and it's pretty clear just a bunch of narrative everywhere pretty much. Kenjaku's like he was kind of he wasn't concerned with Sukuna and Gojo. He knew that they were on like different levels than him. So this is like another kind of crazy one shot. I don't think like even excluding like his curse tool, this is gonna be like this might be a quicker match than Kusakabe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's these are kind of the really quick ones we're gonna get through.
So okay, I understand what Gege is trying to do, but the problem with this is it's just like the Yuji and Megami argument. Oh, he has potential.
Oh
yeah. And and like even then, like if you think about it for a second, Gojo just kind of flat out says everybody has more potential to surpass me. Bro. The latest chapter just says, oh, he has potential like Gojo or potential on Gojo's level. So it's like
it's not even
if anything, Yeah, I mean his rate of growth is like probably the highest, probably higher than Mahito's, but like at best it's just like his ability. Okay, it one shots whatever it hits, but the problem now is just speed. It's like with maki, it's just speed and durability. And if he manages to tag Sukuna, I'm actually dropping the series. Like, I cannot. If he throws a sword at Maki and she tags him, I'd believe that, or something like Yuta or Yuji. But like Higuruma cannot be the one that kills Sukuna. I would actually drop the series.
Oh yeah, no. If he get like, I thought you meant if he hits him, but you just mean if he takes him down.
I mean in general, like that, I consider that the same thing. But it's just like if he somehow manages to do that, that would just like negate so much scaling. And even if you were to tell me Sukuna was holding back, nobody would believe it just because, oh, he killed the strongest form of Sukuna. No, like at face value.
It's just now. Yeah, he doesn't really stand a chance. Honestly, this is fodder for a reason. I hope Gege doesn't wild out. But yeah, it was kind of interesting or funny seeing him. I know like you were saying, his growth. He probably has the best. Like people were saying, his growth is up there with Gojo and stuff. But it's like, as of right now, it doesn't like. You give him maybe like, because as strong as and powerful and crazy as Gojo was, like we know he was born crazy. Nigga was born and Chris just got stronger because of him. He's still kind of after his awakening. He's still trained like another decade after that. So
yeah,
maybe bro in like 30 years is Gojo level, but right now, nah, it's kind of nasty.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Higuruma. It's just the latest chapter kind of gave us a glimpse of hope, but like knowing Gege, what's gonna happen is like Sukuna's gonna be like, oh, I was holding back, and then just kill him on the spot or something. I don't know, but I guess let's move on to Yuji. So now I don't know how you feel about this. I think Yuji, even in comparison to like Yuta and Hakari, has a better chance of beating Sukuna for like not just the narrative and like thematic reasoning, but because you know when Gojo does that hollow purple, right? Like on himself.
Yeah.
He talked about how it did significantly less damage to me than to you because it was made of my own cursed energy.
Oh, you saying that Yuji has some resistance to Sukuna's cursed energy, cursed technique?
He might, because in like I think chapter 220, he basically just flat out says, Shoko just flat out told me, yo, I'm like steeped in his cursed energy, and we know for a fact the whole point of Yuji's existence that he's like just basically a cursed object. Now it's just flat out said he's basically just like a Sukuna finger, but just in human form.
Yeah.
So
we even know like Gojo. I mean, this might have been like chapter. I don't know chapter. Maybe chapter like 5 or something.
Like 10, 11ish.
He was like crying. He didn't have a curse technique. He was like, and Gojo literally was saying, "Oh, don't worry about it. Like with you having the fingers inside you, you'll eventually take Sukuna's technique." So I don't know if he had enough time to do that, but that is still a possibility. I know people like you saying, where people have been like theorizing for a while that Yuji's maybe gonna have either Sukuna's curse technique or kind of be like not immune to it but resistant to it a lot. But do you think even with that, like that's enough for him to have a better chance of fighting than like Hakari?
So what I'm basically trying to say is like Sukuna's curse energy attacks will do significantly less damage in general than they would to just like I guess Hakari and Yuta just because of like like I said, the curse energy thing. But then also it's implied like Yuji ate like the cursed painting wounds. So because you know like that Kamo statement is like, oh, thanks for teaching me, Kamo. Choso was a bad teacher. So I think that implies that Yuji has at least several curse techniques, if not just blood manipulation.
Yeah.
So I mean, not only does he have like the physicality that's impressive, but if his physicality improved, his curse energy improved, and he has a curse technique, then like he would just be unrivaled, or not at least not in comparison to Sukuna, but in general, just like unrivaled.
Yeah, I agree. But even like I feel like even with that, and I think the time skip is crazy because we're seeing like Hakari how strong he's gotten. We were talking about Higuruma for a while just there. Even like Yuta looks like he's a lot stronger, but Yuji was, I mean, he was throwing hands with Sukuna for a little bit. I'm not saying like he's Sukuna level or anything, but he was kind of like the showing that he was.
He surprised Sukuna at least, like what's going on.
Exactly. Like
yeah, we even see like when he fights like 15 finger Maguna, Sukuna's like, oh, how do you get this strong when he just got like a little rage in him? So it's just implied, like I said, just he can possibly be a hard counter to Sukuna. Like I think a friend of mine named 100 made like a video talking about that, but I don't know what's your thoughts on that.
He's gonna definitely, the narrative is kind of pushing for him to be a lot, to do a lot with it, but I just feel like as of right now, it's still like it's nasty work. You like Sukuna would kind of get like throw him out the paint kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Yuji's kind of getting it's kind of even like how would we size like Yuji at the like right now, like the most powerful Yuji, like the the most conceivable we can slice him, basically.
I think like even with Black Flash,
Yeah, like
he could
Black Flash.
probably damage that, but that would be like Yuji would have to get a rage amp and Sukuna would have to be, you know, nerfed, but it would also have to play into the fact like because he's his own cursed energy, it would like mess up Sukuna.
Yeah, okay.
Otherwise, it would just be like, okay, they can't hurt each other, but because Yuji has Black Flash, he can like somehow manage to damage Sukuna, or because of his curse technique, he can damage Sukuna.
Okay, nah, I can agree with that. Just overall, bro's a blunt though. I can't lie.
Yeah. And then I guess let's just move on to Maki and them, like the heavy hitters.
We can. Do you want to talk about Ino, or is that we don't have to?
Oh, he's gonna die. Like,
oh my god, like we gotta like, you know what I'm saying?
like Pushice is my dog.
Yeah,
He's
just up. It's up. That's funny.
I'll say like in this chapter though, I'm impressed. Like I don't even know how that happened, but the fact that he has like Nanami's curse technique kind of.
That threw me. I was like,
Like-
oh, that's kind of tough. That was.
Yeah, but my thing is like just give that to YouTube. That would have done way better. But yeah.
But yeah, he's yeah. So well, he's gonna die. That's basically what we saying for Ino.
Yeah.
Okay. Now yeah, we can get to like the I think what are like the heavy hitters like you were saying. So first up we got Maki, which we don't really know how powerful Maki is off a time skip, but like we're just gonna say like a basically a juiced up like if Toji took steroids type thing. So like, you know, Maki's sliding with the soul splitter. We know that she's unaffected by the domain expansion, so that's not really gonna work. Not that Sukuna needs it, but
I mean, it's just if like I said, I keep saying the word narrative, but if we go by that, Kenjaku kind of implies like, okay, Maki's on this jackpot Akari and like full power Yuta level. And if you take that as like, you know, face value and think it's true, then we would just say, okay, these three are just equal, if not like around the same level in terms of power and speed, maybe. And then all that matters is, okay, Maki, if she hits Sukuna regardless, it would still cut off his arm.
yeah.
Like, yeah. The only thing that like people kind of like is contentious with is just, you know, like when Maki talks about like cutting Maguna, she's like, oh, if I cut his soul, can he still heal reverse curse technique? He probably could, but most people just need to take into account that what she's trying to say is like, could he, you know, just like regenerate like life-threatening injuries or not? And she's debating on if she should go for it. But here they kind of make it clear that everybody's like going in for the kill at the last second.
Yeah, I was even gonna say like, I mean, I think like we know that soul splitting sword like that, we know that next durability and stuff, but I think even just the matter of like him getting like, we know she's even though she was pretty impressive against what 15 finger Makuna.
Yeah, Maguna. I still think like she would definitely just not compare. Like she would not be able to compare to him at all.
Yeah, it's looking kind of nasty. So Maki's hitting the dust too. The thing is, I think this is like, a time. We don't know what Maki's looking like right now, but a time skip Maki, I feel like she at least gonna make Sukuna like, okay, this is a person I gotta like. I can't just like play around. But when he gets serious, he's actually just gonna mop the floor with her. Honestly, we got so we can touch upon Kenjaku if you want. I think we just stay on the good side actually. The two that like Gege loves telling us his relative, which is Hakari and Yuta. So we can let's do Hakari. Let's do Hakari first. Like, so wanking Hakari, he has infinite jackpot, right? So he's infinite jackpot, which we know his healing is better than Gojo and Sukuna's. He can't damage a special grade, but we're saying he can keep up with the special grade. So basically Sukuna versus, we're just gonna say like infinite jackpot Hakari. Like that's what we're gonna look at right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's just Sukuna's kind of just the hard counter to Akari, honestly. He just, like, if he literally tries to chop him up or if he opens up his domain, Akari can't win. Like, even with Jackpot, like the whole always been on Hakari thing, that doesn't matter here. Like, if he gets his brain shredded, he's just dead.
Yeah, I mean, if Sukuna brings out the shit he used against Kashimo to kill him, it's actually up. Like, it's actually like, we've seen Akari come back for some crazy things. Like he's had his whole stomach rearranged, which sounds crazy, you know, destroyed, all that. He's had his arms frozen, but like Sukuna's, his range of attack, like the Kashimo joint, he turned Kashimo into like little small kebabs. So he hits Akari with that. The jackpot not really gonna say, bro, I can't lie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just like Sukuna, like everybody else, okay, you can make the case they have like domain application, simple domain. Hakari's just like Yuji, but with like a domain, and that's literally it. It's just he has one extra step. Like,
he has
And like, if anything, he just goes in for like, he lets people hurt him if need be. But with Sukuna, it's just like a fatal injury no matter what.
Yeah, it is. It's bad. And even like, I mean, obviously Hakari's way stronger, but a little bit earlier in the video, but Gojo's hits were one-shotting, basically knocking out Hakari and Yuta. And Hakari's way like stronger, but it's still like that was a Sukuna and a Gojo that were like that was Gojo's base punch and basically Sukuna's base punch as well. You know what I'm saying? That's a weaker Sukuna than we're talking about the hand Sukuna, which his stats are way stronger. So it's really not close. Like bro might one-shot him.
Yeah.
Shout out my boy.
It's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he doesn't have anything for this. So we have those. So those are like the people, and I think we can finish off with our boy Yuta. Like he's up there. Like they always talk about how bro is literally second to Gojo.
Second Gojo.
They
the next coming of Gojo.
Yeah. So we talking about Yuta. So Infinite Rika. Domain expansion. We don't really know what it is, but we know he has probably a pretty good domain expansion, so we say he has that. He has the RCT, the reverse curse energy, but it's like, well, one, I think if they had a domain clash, Yuta's gonna lose that too. So it's like, that's tough as well. An argument for Yuta, even like, is there a way? Like, do we have like even a way for Yuta to come out of that with a win?
So okay, so we know this for a fact. Yuta with Rika is still just like weaker than, you know, the Gojo that fought the 3 Shikigami, or sorry, 2 with Maguna. So, and then it's just implied like, okay, current Sukuna is stronger than the Maguna with the 2 Shikigami, and Yuta thinks, okay, even with me and Rika providing support, it'd still be tough for Gojo, and we would just get in the way.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know how Sukuna's gonna lose, but I think that's what like really did it for me. Like I remember reading that chapter where it's like, Gojo's like, yeah, no one join the battle until I'm weaker. Like he said, Hakari and Yuta, you the only ones who can join the battle, and only do that when I'm weaker than you. And they never joined it. You know what I'm saying? So like Gojo was never weaker than them, like you were saying, and he was relative to the Makuna with the help of Agato and then Maharaga. And it's pretty like apparent that the Sukuna we see, at least like you were saying, at least in physical stats, bro is way stronger than the Makuna. Like he seems to be the epitome of sorcery, which we've spoken about. So it's Yuta, full 100% Rika, like you know, basically infinite Rika. It's just he's probably still getting one shot, which is crazy. It's actually really nasty work. I can't lie. like to answer off the video, like I can't even say the quote of, oh, it'll be tough. Like, it really won't be tough for this nigga. Like I'll just win. Like I'm still going. I'll literally just win. Like I'll win.
Yeah, he would just win. He's probably gonna win. Like I think at best it's just gonna be Sukuna getting off guarded by Kenjaku, or Yuji somehow pulls out the W. Otherwise, it like realistically they can't win.
Yeah, it's actually nasty. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like that's just the only way it's gonna kind of happen. I don't get. Would you say Gay worm himself into a corner with that, or what do you think?
No, I think it kind of makes sense. It's just his only flaw with this is just like him trying to like give everybody this like insane level potential that like quote unquote matches Gojo now, which in Higuru's case it kind of makes sense, but I think it's kind of just came out of nowhere just because nothing before this chapter implies it's just, oh, you got a domain in 2 months. Yeah, everybody's the next Gojo. I mean, Megami would say to have potential that surpasses Gojo, but Higuruma, he's just matching Gojo already.
Yeah, you say he's Gojo level? Like it's just and it's Gojo was a funny character too, because it felt like every time Gojo was saying, like Gojo was telling niggas that Todo was gonna match him. Like, don't ever lie to me like this again. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of nasty. I remember those little in that time. So yeah, I mean, that's the video. Sukuna stomps, which we already kind of already knew, but just really even team turning up everyone's abilities to like 100 or like 110. You know what I'm saying? Like max capacity, it's still gonna be kind of nasty. But Mookie, do you have any videos, anything you have like up in the queue you want to shout out before we end the video?
I'm out. Thanks for letting me join you in this collab. I hope we can do another one next time soon.
Nah, yeah, just let me know, bro. Any time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Sure, I'm always down to have you, and I'll be down to have you on for you to be on to be on your channel as well. So
appreciate it, King.
That's all from us pretty much. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Mookie's channel will be in the description as well, so don't forget to do that as well.
Sir.
That's all. So, peace.